Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. What's next for you? Visit cnext.bank for more, the exclusive banking partner of the Digital Weather Desk. We got some clouds. That's not a big surprise, considering where we've been over the last couple of days and where we expect to be for the rest of the week. As you take a look at the visible satellite, we did get some brief sunshine. Good afternoon, Christy. Thank you so much for joining in. We did get some brief late morning sunshine, but as we've headed toward midday, the clouds have been on a general increase, and will probably continue on that trend through the rest of the afternoon. I would still expect to see some peaks of sunshine from time to time, at least over the next few hours, but the clouds will continue to fill in as we go through the day. Your radar made possible by Brown's Roofing. Of course, schedule your free roof inspection, commercial or residential, at brownsroofingla.com. Nothing doing rain-wise for now, but I wouldn't be surprised to start working some showers back in across the region. Rather spotty as a weak front approaches and then stalls across the area over the next few days. Those rain chances are really highlighted across the southern parishes on Friday morning and then again early Saturday morning, probably before sunrise. Temperatures across the area at this hour are in the 70s for the most part, low 70s at that, and most of us should top out in the upper 70s by the end of the afternoon. 72 in Monroe and El Dorado, same in Natchez, 75 in Vicksburg, 68 currently in Greenville. Most of us several degrees warmer, a good 10 to 15 degrees warmer along the Mississippi Valley than where we were at this point yesterday. Farther westward, we were encountering the sunshine yesterday, so they're kind of a little bit closer to where they were 24 hours ago. You can thank the southwesterly winds for really fueling the warming trend across the area, and they'll continue to stay breezy through the rest of the afternoon. Those gusts have really generally been in the 20 to 25 mile an hour range as we've approached midday. Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports. I-20 frontage road in Monroe shows those winds out of the south and southwest tonight. A weak front approaches the area tomorrow. Could bring a spotty shower or two. Very light rain totals, and overall rain, most of us won't see rain. That boundary stalls to the south by Friday morning, provides the focus of some scattered shower potential, then retreats back to the north as a warm front through the day on Friday, still bringing some isolated rain potential through the day, and then a final boundary pushes through the area on Saturday, scours out whatever's moisture is left over, maybe in the form of some more scattered showers, perhaps even an isolated thunderstorm, and then the cooler air punches in after that, skies clear, and we look for sunshine to return for the early parts of next week. But it does come with colder air. Most of us will be close to the freezing mark by Monday morning, and a lot of us should be below freezing as it appears now by Tuesday morning. So not quite done with winter just yet. Your day planner made possible by the Monroe Chamber of Commerce and Leaders of Change. Learn more at monroe.org. Mid-70s for highs through the rest of the day. Again, perhaps some peaks of sunshine. That's a little bit more likely in the next couple of hours. But as we work deeper into the afternoon and into the evening hours tonight, I would expect the clouds to continue to fill back in. All right, look at the water vapor imagery. As we start taking a look at the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere and how that really changes things. Again, that conveyor belt of subtropical moisture, while it is included in our area, it is not an incredibly aggressive conveyor belt of subtropical moisture. So we continue to encounter a lot of cloud cover, but there's not a lot of significant disturbances that are really wringing that out in terms of rainfall. As we go through the next few days and you look at the mid-level wind pattern, but we look at low-level temperatures, not surface temperatures, but low-level temperatures, just 1,000 feet or so up in the atmosphere. And you can see a cold front that approaches the area Friday morning. Again, brings the potential for some scattered showers, and that boundary should bring a wide array of temperatures across the region as we go through the daytime hours on Friday. Some of us will be in the 60s. Some of us could be well into the 70s. Just really depends on your proximity associated to that boundary. As we go through the afternoon, the southerly winds push that back to the north, and that front just kind of oscillates back and forth through the day through the day Friday and into Saturday until we get this deeper disturbance in the upper levels of the atmosphere. You can see this kind of more pronounced dip in the jet stream and in the a more pronounced upper level trough or disturbance that will bring a larger surge of colder air into the central and eastern United States. Now, as you follow the wind pattern, it continues to bring the strongest transport of cold air to our east. But through the day, Monday and even into Tuesday, we continue to filter colder air into the region. Now, In our area, the wind pattern really kind of brings a more modified cold air mass. We're still seeing cold air, but we're not getting just that uninterrupted Arctic air that will surge into the mid-Atlantic states. So that modified air mass means it's going to be cool, but not necessarily drastically colder. We will see a lot of areas drop back below freezing, but just in relation to what we're seeing to our east, we won't be as cold as our neighbors to the east as we go into the early parts of next week. So a return to a slightly more winter-like feel, more seasonal temperatures, if you will, across the region. We dip into the 50s for highs Sunday, Monday. Morning lows fall, and like I said, back into the 30s or even into the 20s in many spots. But temperatures should probably start to rebound pretty quickly by the middle parts of next week. But as you take a look at the wind pattern, it's a pretty dry wind pattern. Northwesterly aloft, continues to funnel in a lot of dry air, and it doesn't really bring a lot in the way of rain chances. Mid to upper 70s for highs today. Cloudy, warm, and breezy. Winds will stay out of the south-southwest through the rest of the afternoon. Lows tonight, low 60s, upper 50s possibly for some. Rain chances stay spotty. Winds will stay out of the south. Look at the 7-day forecast made possible by 3B Hardware. Again, you see the temperatures take the dip beyond the Saturday cold front into the 50s for highs Sunday, Monday, with morning lows back in the 30s, eventually dipping back again below freezing for a good chunk of the area by Tuesday morning. So for those that thought that spring was here to stay and they could start their spring planting season early, hopefully you have not done so because, again, February and March are wild cards in terms of taking those types of gambles. So I would just wait. There's probably going to be another punch of cold air at some point beyond it. How cold it will be, I don't really necessarily foresee winter weather scenarios, frozen precipitation scenarios, but there's probably another shot of cold air to be had sometime either late this month or early next month. So just, again, hold off on any of the spring planting until we can really get the more persistent freezes and frosts and things like that out of our hair. That's a look at the forecast. Again, continues to stay quiet through most of this week. And to be honest with you, it looks like a good chunk of the rest of the month may be on a quiet note, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Reminder, the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Banks, the digital weather platform serving 33 parishes and counties across northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and western Mississippi. It is made possible 100% free to you by the local businesses that you see there on your screen. We always ask that you support those local businesses when you can, if you can. I was just speaking with one of those business partners earlier today, Big Shot Bob Perry, on Louisville Avenue in Monroe, and we were just talking about the importance of local supporting local. Those are the types of businesses that are writing the checks to your child's Little League teams and things like that. Those are the types of businesses that are supporting those things, so we ask that you support them back. And local helping local and supporting local is very, very important. It means a lot to Bob, and it means a lot to me, so we were just kind of jabbering about it, around about it earlier. And I did my good deed for the day. I brought him a sugar-free Red Bull. Don't get me wrong, I bought me a Red Bull too, but I was like, hey man, you want something? Coffee, Red Bull? He's like, Red Bull. I was like, yeah. So he'll have wings for the rest of the day. That's kind of cool. Deb says, always remember the Easter snap. April 5th is Easter, I believe. I do believe we're right. I believe it's the first Sunday in April this month or this year. And yeah, there's always, again, everybody says it's Easter, and Easter ebbs and flows, so it always tends to be kind of weird. But yeah, there's going to be another punch of cold air. There's going to be that late frost or that late freeze that causes issues. So just be very conservative. Be conservative when it comes to those types of things to make sure that you don't cost yourself money and a bunch of headache and heartache by getting some early blooms and then having a late frost. I don't know how all of that works, but I just know, again, frosts and freezes are bad. I've never been a master gardener. I know a lot of I know a master gardener, and I know that frosts and freezes are bad. So we'll keep an eye on those over the next few days. Georgianne, thanks so much for joining in. Beverly, thank you so much for hopping in as well, and Matus and everybody that takes time out to be a part of the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. Forecast is always available at digitalweatherdesk.com and on the app. Just uploaded all those numbers about 20 minutes ago. Not a lot's changed, but there are at least a few tweaks and changes here and there. And I do now expect pretty much the entire area to drop below freezing on Tuesday morning. So plan accordingly there. Roxanne, thanks so much for hopping in. Of course, if you jumped into this live stream late, once it ends, it will finish processing and be right out there on demand for you to watch at your viewing pleasure. I'll join in a little bit later this afternoon with a look at the forecast. Your fishing game, which is made possible by First South Farm Credit, is a little bit later this evening. And yeah, that's what's going on this Wednesday. Hope you enjoy the rest of your middle part of the work week. It's all downhill from here, folks, at least for the work week's sake. Thanks so much for stopping by. Have a great day.
Century Next Bank is proud to sponsor Digital Weather Desk with local meteorologist Jared Floyd.
The Digital Weather Desk is your local source for the latest weather information to help keep you and your family safe and to plan your week. You can follow us on our social media platforms, download our app, and you can also find us at digitalweatherdesk.com. The Digital Weather Desk,
Powered by Century Next Bank.